How are we going, everybody? I just feel like we've gone from summer, bang, straight into winter from one day to the other. It is freezing at the moment. I think it's, well, this is showing me 19 degrees, but this isn't for the air. It's the 4-in-1 soil survey instrument. That's the soil temperature, it's what it's going to read on the probe. But if I had my thermometer out here, I reckon it'd be about 14, 13. With a chill factor of -0, because it's very cold, the wind. Now, the reason I'm talking about that is because, well, this morning, first I mentioned the heavy rainfall we had and the fluctuation in temperature plummeting to the ground and the effect it's had on our tomatoes. They literally overnight have just started to go backwards. Well, not backwards, but just stopped growing. There's discoloration happening because they got a high downpour of water, so the grounds will be damp. And that's why I've got this. We want to test it and see what soil temperature it is, because we need to keep it constant 18 degrees on average. Now, I don't think the soil has cooled down that much, that quickly overnight, but if it keeps up like this, and the weather isn't going to go any better for us from what I'm seeing. Along the east coast, there's flash flooding going on. What's going on with the weather? Honestly, I mean, this is unheard of, even in 100 years. So, you know, the fluctuation in temperature, it causes the tomatoes to stop growing. So I'm concerned that some of the big ones, well, look, they will ripen. I might have to harvest them before they completely ripen. But I'm just concerned because I had so much beautiful growth going on up there. And again, look, the potatoes have wilted. They're gone. We've got some new ones coming up again. So that's a sign of temperature changes. It hasn't all died. You can see that. There's some really dark green, vibrant green leaves and some die back. And that's because the weather has caused them to go backwards. And as soon as it's settled down, bang, they come growing again. And that's what's going to happen with these. They're going to grow, they're going to stop. They're going to grow, they're going to stop. And I'm going to get crazy here. So we're going in. Let's test it out. So I'm going to start with the pot here. What have we got on? We've got our temperature. We've got, yes, let's go with the temperature just here. So soil temperature, light's low, temperature's 20 degrees, which is good, and it's wet. So it says it's wet. Let's check the pH. Let's freak out. 9, 8, we're going down. So this has had the superfood. It's got heaps of black grit, and it's slowly crawling back down to about 7, I reckon, give it time. So it's sitting neutral to slightly alkaline, which is great for me because I've got lots of bacterial activity in the soil. There's no inert soil here. It's full of life. So yep, 7, we might get down to 6.5. So there you go. These are doing really well. The temperature's great, but, and as far as the soil we're talking about, but above ground is where the problems start. Luscious, look, plenty of flowers right up to the tip here. All the flowers here. We've got fruit down here as well. Set. These ones here, these are big Malaccas? It's so hard to tell now. Yes, they are. Now, this is the big Italian Malacca. It's got the pointy bum on it. See that there? So that's the Italian version of our Greek one. The Greek one is there. You can see that one over there. That's doing really well. But look at that, the discoloration in the leaves. How quickly they lose it. Now, these ones here haven't got the buckets around them. Have a look at the difference. How much lighter in colour they are and more weathered they look because of the weather compared to these ones here that are sitting with the extra layer of bucket on them. That's spot on, folks. Now, constantly weighing it down. I've got to tie that tomato up. If you can put some protection like shade cloth, even that will reduce the amount of cold that gets in there if you're getting a lot of high winds, or if it's really hot where you are. Shade cloth will reduce the heat as well, so you get less heat coming through, which can also reduce the amount of stress it puts the plant through. Just realised what's happened here. Look at this. Bugger me. Oh, I just dropped a tomato. This had folded over, you banana head. Because of the tomato, it weighed it down. There it is. That's where it's meant to be. Here I am too busy worrying about the weather, not looking after my plants. All right, so we'll tie this one up and I'll come back afterwards. There's the other tomato at 5 feet high. And we'll look after the rest of the garden. Folks, protect your garden if it's fluctuating like that. Get your mulch down, get your shade cloth up, get a bit of bird netting. If you have, that will help, or even some plastics, a polyurethane plastic. But make sure you do tie down the structure well, not like this one here. It's too flimsy. So, you know, I've had people suggest maybe put a bit of plastic over the top. It'll work like a sail. A bit of wind that we get coming through like that, it'll just rip it right off and maybe take the whole structure with it as well. This is temporary. VasilisGarden.com, all your great products, whatever you need, check it all out there. It's VasilisGarden.com. From me, Vasili Maresi.